Hi everybody, welcome to another video in the CBM Flux Studio series. Today we will have a look at one of the features I decided to enable in this version, but before we get to that, let's just have a look at the California games G64 that I used previously. So this G64 is created by DTC, and the source material is a raw stream generated by the CryoFlux hardware. What we've seen before is this feature that allows me to align all track data to where CryoFlux has set right splices. As you can see, the result is pretty regular, and overall DTC has done a pretty good job at putting the right splice in the right place. Track 27 is the only exception. There is also an error in track 27, which might actually be on the disk itself, but that is something that not related to this. Anyway, track 27, the right splice is not quite right. But for the rest, I would say if you were trying to write this G64 to disk, and you were trying to write from here to the end of the track, yeah, with possibly some little bit of overlap by the time you get to the end, the disk would actually work. Was the disk originally written from here to the end of the track, yeah, for all tracks? Well, the answer is no. And the reality is that DTC seems to be doing some guesswork for doing this sort of estimations. Let's now just reopen the file and get back to index aligned streams for each track, and rather than using the tool to align to the right splices that CryoFlux has saved in the G64, let's use my own tool. As you can see, it's pretty regular, a bit more regular than the one that I generated by using CryoFlux right splices. And now I would ask the same question again. Would it be true that the disk was written from this point to this point for track 1? And the answer is yes, it would. So this is a true representation of how each track was written to disk when the disk was initially mastered. And these gaps you see here, and if you don't see them at the beginning, they usually end up at the end of the track. See, these are artifacts that DTC has introduced when he went from for each track from the bit stream to a G64 track. Now G64 tracks have this feature, let's call it feature, for which track data is expressed in a whole number of bytes rather than a whole number of bits. So what happens if you have a number of bits on a track that is not divisible by 8, you need to add some padding. And I said before that CryoFlux detects right splices with guesswork, because it seems like, although it's placing them safely within the leading train or the trailer train, it doesn't seem to recognize that there is a clear separation between the two, as Krill has also noticed in the past. So yeah, it's not a dig at DTC, It's just that things could be done better, and that's the reason for which I myself wrote a conversion tool that takes CryoFlux raw streams and produces G64 outputs according to what I just described. So the padding, rather than going into either the leading or trailer, they all end up here between the two. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.